Alright, so a new trailer for the Wonder Woman movie came out.
Yeah, it did. Aren't you excited about it?
No, not really.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, man, I am so sick of the DC color palette.
Yeah.
Everything is just blue and
that
gray
was,
and
like,
sepia.
That was my whole thing. Like, when it started, when they're on Themyscira and little Diana is growing up and training with her mother, and, like, it's gorgeous and it's beautiful and there's lots of color and it's all different colors.
Uh-huh.
And then as soon as Chris Pine shows up, it goes to the fucking everything is blue and dreary
sepia, yeah.
and depressing and dark for the rest of the movie.
DC, what the fuck are you doing? I'm gonna go see it because I feel like I have to.
Yeah.
Honestly, and that's not a good attitude to have towards
Yeah.
a franchise. But I just keep hoping for a good DC movie, but I'm running out of goodwill towards them, really. And I just can't imagine it being like surprisingly good at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Because they just seem to have dropped the ball so much, and they're having so much problems with the future movies. I mean, The Flash has lost 2 directors. Now it's going through a rewrite.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Affleck has all but dropped out of the Batman.
Yeah. He's
I'm
still
telling
starring
you,
in
I think he's just going to fulfill his contractual obligations, and then
And it still
once
doesn't have a script even.
Yeah, and then he'll just be done with it. I mean, kudos for DC for being the first studio to have a female lead in a movie.
Yeah.
As far as like the main character, because I mean, I think that was long overdue.
Oh yeah.
But it kind of makes me think, I'm like, of course Marvel's going to be coming out with Captain Marvel here soon.
Mm-hmm.
But what other female characters, like iconic female characters, could Marvel put out in their own movie? And it only leads me to one conclusion, and that's She-Hulk. And I'll tell you why. Because with the success of Deadpool, with the runaway success of Deadpool, Marvel Studios needs their own version of that. And I think that could fall in line with She-Hulk. She was very meta, very like break the fourth wall, knew she was in a comic book type thing in a lot of her older stories. And I think that could be like their version of a Deadpool type character, since
Despite
they can't do
fact,
Deadpool
I was
themselves.
about to say, despite the fact that Deadpool is a Marvel character.
But it can't be made by Marvel Studios.
Yeah.
It's not going to be in that Marvel Cinematic Universe that has been established with like the Iron Man and Thor and Hulk and all those.
Did you see those quotes from Sir Pat Stew and Hugh Jackman about since they're done with the X-Men franchise, the only time that they would rejoin those characters is if it were in, like, the Avengers, in Wolverine's case, or on Legion as David's father.
Definitely want to see that happen.
Right?
That would be really cool way to tie that series into the X-Men cinematic universe. Also, with the revelation that David's adopted in this last episode, that would, kind of give that leeway to it. So hopefully that happens.
Yeah.
I honestly would be happy with either him or James McAvoy.
Yeah.
But if Patrick Stewart has vocalized that he's willing to do it, then yes, go with Patrick Stewart. Please. By all means.
Honestly, especially since we don't really have any idea what time frame that show takes place in.
Right. I just find it hard to believe that series and that film series could be intertwined.
Yeah.
And be believable. But we're not talking about Legion anymore.
Yeah, we
we're talking
already
about
talked about Legion.
Wonder Woman and her movie that's coming out.
That's the thing, though. Like, neither of us is, like, super jazzed about this, given the quality of these previous DC movies.
It's constant disappointment, with the exception of Lego Batman.
Yeah.
Now, I think they should just reboot it all and do every DC movie in the Lego universe.
Yep.
Until Zack Snyder dies. And then give it to somebody else. I don't know. I mean, I know Zack Snyder isn't directing Wonder Woman. I'm sure he's probably has some kind of producer role or something. He's going to
have his thumbprints all over Justice League.
And it really, like, if you look at the Wonder Woman trailer, there's definitely some Zack Snyder-y looking stuff about it. I just think that they need to, I don't know. DC seems to be content with doing superhero movies. And it seems like Marvel, on the other hand, and with, Fox doing the X-Men, wants to take these superhero characters and put them in other types of movies, like the road trip movie and the comedy and the heist movie and the, magical movie and the space opera and all that kind of thing. And DC's not doing that. They're just making superhero movies.
Yeah.
And we've had enough superhero movies. There's enough of those out there.
And the thing is, it's not even just that they're making superhero movies. They're going whole hog with the dark and gritty superhero movies.
And that's just not going to work for me.
I'm done with the dark and gritty superhero movies. I really am.
Yeah.
The Nolan trilogy, sure, we'll have those out there. Those exist. The Dark Knight, I still say, is the only one that's actually really good.
I disagree.
Batman Begins is all
I
right.
respectfully disagree with your opinion.
And The Dark Knight Rises is dumb as shit.
God. Tell me how you really feel, Chris.
I did. I just did.
Okay.
But I'm done with the dark and gritty. I'm done with slow-mo fights and boss and like, it's not fun.
Yeah, and I think, with a movie like Logan and with Deadpool both, they proved that you can tell a smaller story and still be wildly successful. Because, the majority of Deadpool took place on, like, a bridge. And then Logan had very, it wasn't like the beam into space in the middle of New York. And it seems like that's what DC thinks that we need, right? Because you've got the big, huge fight in Man of Steel. You got the big fight in Batman v Superman. Of course, everyone was out of Gotham. Yeah. Everyone just left town.
Every single person in the entirety of both Metropolis and Gotham.
Good thing it's 8 o'clock. Everyone went home. It's stupid. And it looks like that's probably what's going to happen with Wonder Woman. There's probably going to be this huge, big thing.
There's also not really going to be any tension in Wonder Woman.
Because she's she's
fine.
Alive. She's fine.
Yeah.
We already know that she exists.
Yeah.
In the future.
And she survives for another 80 years and well into Batman doing his murdery Batman thing.
You think they'll ever make a Lobo movie?
I would watch a Lobo movie.
I would totally watch the shit out of a Lobo movie. They should cast Hugh Jackman as Lobo.
I don't know that Hugh Jackman could do Lobo. I feel like you need like a professional wrestler to play Lobo.
The Rock?
I could see The Rock playing Lobo.
But he's supposed to be Black Adam.
Yeah, he's going to be Black Adam.
And they're still going through with those movies. The Shazam and Black Adam. I mean, they're committed. Yeah. They're going to do it. They should have just tested the waters.
We'll see another Green Lantern movie before too long.
They should have just tested the waters and just kind of slowly dipped their feet into it, because it seems like, okay, Man of Steel came out and it was okay. And then they announced Batman v Superman, and instead of doing like a reboot of Batman or doing the Wonder Woman movie first, they wanted to introduce all these characters at the same time. So Batman v Superman was just a muddled mess. Mm-hmm. Okay, and now it's just like, well, we've got these two movies out. Now we have to do it. And Suicide Squad was a little bit better, but not really.
It's got a whole hell of a lot of fucking problems. That's for damn sure.
Right. So what did you folks think at home about the Wonder Woman?
Are you still excited for this next installment in Zack Snyder's Murderverse?
I'm keeping very low expectations. I'm going to go in with the lowest expectations possible, so that way I won't be just terribly disappointed. And hopefully we'll be pleasantly surprised. I mean, I do like Chris Pine.
Yeah, I do too. That is one thing that I will say. I like Gal Gadot as Diana. I like Chris Pine, just really in anything that I've seen him in.
He's a good-looking dude.
They look like they might have some chemistry in these, trailers that we've seen.
And it's not Zack Snyder directing.
Exactly. So it might actually have some levity, which is sorely missing.
And there was a few comedic scenes in this new trailer and in some of the older ones too. So, we'll see what happens. But we'll definitely let you know what we think about it.
Oh, yeah. Do you think potentially this might save the DC's film universe?
Doubtful.
Yeah, almost definitely doubtful.
If anything's going to save the DC universe, it's Lego Batman.
There's only one hope for the DC universe, and it's Lego Batman.